Hello, my friends. I'm going to be pouring on this big hunk of glass today. I thought it would be fun to do. To me, it kind of looks leaf shape. And I'm going to be using ready mix paints straight from the bottle. I thought it'd be fun to do autumn colors, but I don't have any orange or copper. And as you know, I'm trying to use up my paint, so I refuse to go buy any more. So I'm going to go instead with these elegant colors: gold, white, metallic black, silver, and black. I don't have a lot of silver, but I did see, and I don't even remember buying this, but I have this bottle of silver in another brand. I usually don't like to combine brands of ready mix paints, but I'm willing to give it a try because I have very little of this. In fact, I think this is a little more silvery looking. So I'm going to use that instead. So I'm going to pour the outside, of course, and it only touches 4 parts. There's only 4 points where it touches the table. So I'm not going to worry about taping off the inside in any way because, it's not going to pour and then go under. It might pool in these 4 places that are touching the table. But I can always come along with a razor knife and cut that off. I did that on this vase that I poured. The few places it touched, I just took a razor knife and ran it along the edge there and cleaned it up nicely. So I ruined this one. This one I also did with the ready mix paints. And I started using, what was it? Triple thick, I think. Brushing it on for varnish, and it cracked. Can you see that? I don't know if it did. I don't think it did that right away, but for some reason I didn't do the whole thing. And the part I didn't varnish has this nice satin finish to it, and I don't think it even needs any kind of varnish. So anyway, I don't hate the crackle either, but I don't love it. So I use this for holding my some paint brushes. So it's kind of just a pretty little piece, but nothing super duper. Anyway, that's my plan. And then when it's done, when it's dry, I'm thinking that depending on how it looks, I might even go around the edge with gold or silver leaf. So if I decide to do that, I will show you how I'm doing that and add to this video. Or maybe I'll do a 2-part thing. Anyway, let's get to it. As I said, I'm using them straight from the bottle, not going to dilute them in any way. And I've arranged them in a dark light order. I'm going to probably fill up this, I think it's a 16-ounce cup. And then off we go. I'll speed this part up. Okay, let's start with that and see how it looks. And here we go. I guess I have to, instead of just pouring it in the middle, I have to purposefully go to these areas that don't have paint on them. Although, you know, that other thing I showed you, that blue vase, it had some gaps, and I thought it was actually kind of cool looking, so I won't be totally opposed to some of that here, I think. By the way, I got this piece of this bowl at thrift shop for about $5. I checked it to make sure I wasn't going to pour over a little leak or anything. And I'm pretty confident it was nothing all that special. Over here. Huh. Now we'll let Gravity. I can see some bare spots. No, that has paint on it. It has this metallic silver, or black rather. I'm gonna look for any clear glass spots and fill in. There. That's covered. Oh, that looks bare. I think I've got coverage over everything. I'm going to go over this though, only because you can't see it, but there's a lot of just gray there. I'd rather have a little stripy thing going on. All right. Well, that's it. I'll have to let this dry and flip it over and see what it looks like. And yeah, this was so short, I probably will show you the leafing part if I decide to do that. And looking at it now, I probably would go with silver leafing, but that remains to be seen. Okay, I shall return. Oh, I'm back. I should bring you in for a close-up now while it's wet, and then we'll be able to compare later on. I think it's kind of interesting. I like the kind of stripy look there. I don't know if that using the other brand of silver was a bad idea, but we'll know as it dries. Yeah, I think it could be quite fun. All right, now I'm really going. I'll be back in a few days. All right, I'm back. It's been several days and it's thoroughly dry now. The colors kind of melded together. I don't think it looks quite as good as it did when it was wet, but it's still interesting. And anyway, this is the bottom, so who really cares? What we're interested in is in seeing what it looks like on the inside. So I'm going to let it cure a little longer, and then I'm going to give it a couple coats of Rust-Oleum clear gloss. And I did try it on that blue vase I showed you earlier, just to make sure it wouldn't crack on this paint, and it didn't. It came out just fine. That's just one light coat. So I'll put probably 2 or 3 coats of that on. And then there's 3 little areas where it rests on the surface, and I'm going to glue on these little felt tabs. So 1, 2, 3, just to protect the surface it's sitting on and to also prevent any possible sticking to said surface. So that's that. Now, I did apply some silver leaf to half the edges. I just wanted to see what it looked like. And I think it's okay. I don't know. But I'll show you and then I'll explain what I did. Are you ready? And here we go. The inside. Ta-da! I think it came out pretty good. I was concerned it wouldn't be pretty, but I think it's pretty wonderful. I'm happy to see the gold is a little more noticeable inside. So what I did, I took a razor knife and I went around all the edges to wipe off any paint that had puddled, because I hadn't put it on anything, which I should have done when I poured it initially, and so it did puddle underneath in some areas. So I came along with the razor knife and just removed any paint from this point on. Left there's a little bit there, but I don't. That's not going to hurt. I'm sure I left some of that elsewhere. And then I just didn't feel there was enough gold to use gold leaf on here, so I went with silver. Now with gold leaf, I have the leaves of leaf, the sheets, gold sheets of gold. I would start over, except I've gone too far. But in silver, all I have are these flakes, and they're a little more irritating to work with, but they work just as well. So what I did was take this adhesive, metal leaf adhesive, and I put a little puddle over it to the side here. Take a clean brush, and then I'll just go ahead and apply some. And I just went like this. I decided not to go this way, with the flat side of the brush, because I didn't want a straight edge. I kind of liked the organic look. Like where it's more jaggedy. So that's why I'm just going along like this. Maybe go a little narrower sometimes, a little deeper other times. A little goes a long way. This doesn't take much. I might as well finish it up while I'm talking. And then you're supposed to let it dry for 30 to 60 minutes until it goes clear. But I have done a video on gold leafing. I'll link it up above to show you just how I did it with the gold. In fact, it was on canvas. I didn't do a great job with it, but it was pretty neat. Anyway, I didn't wait half an hour for this. I probably waited 10 minutes because I was anxious to try the silver leaf. So that's it. As I said, it's easier with the pages, the full sheets of leafing rather than these flakes, but the look is the same. So then I just took a little bit of it. I will do one little tiny piece, even though it's not been even minutes, but on it goes. Now, it's too soon. It's too soon. Anyway, put it on, put as much as you need, and let it set up, and then you take a paper towel and just run along, kind of buff it in. It gets rid of any loose leaf and kind of polishes it in a way. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and finish the whole thing, and I'll show you the final results at the end. But I think it's interesting. It's a great bowl. I did miss a few places that I didn't realize didn't have coverage, but I'm not bothered by that. I think it lends to the interesting look of it. And there you have it. I think it could make a cool, maybe a Halloween treat bowl, or maybe with some greenery and silver Christmas balls in there. Just a little centerpiece kind of thing. Anyway, it was fun to do. And it's really fun to pour on unusual shapes and see what you get. So there you go, my friends. I hope you liked this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.